Welcome to the Magic Channel.
All right, we're about to dive into this really powerful poem that uses a pretty strange and honestly unsettling metaphor, a ballet, to talk about politics. It's a piece that really forces you to look at the systems we're all a part of from a completely different and, a much darker angle. So right out of the gate, the poem just throws us into this bizarre scene. It's blending the elegance of a performance with the really brutal sounds of a conflict. We're immediately hit with this crazy contrast, right? You've got the grace of ribbons smashed up against the violence of bombs, and the sound of voters applauding is set to a soundtrack of actual human suffering. So, in this explainer, we're going to deconstruct how the poem uses this central idea of a violent ballet to deliver a pretty sharp critique of political cycles. We'll look at the performers, the stage, and maybe most importantly, the audience. This is the big question the poem really wants us to think about. It's asking us to reframe politics not as, policy or serious debate, but as a carefully choreographed and deadly stage play. It's a spectacle designed for us to watch. And this is the crucial point, right? This isn't just some artsy metaphor for the sake of it. The poem is describing a brutal reality that's being masked by the spectacle of a performance. The dance is the political game, but the blood on the stage floor, that's very, very real. To really get what the poem is saying, we kind of have to figure out who's on stage and what props they're using in this dark theater. And the poem, it gives us a full cast of characters and even a detailed set design. First up, the dancers. The poem makes it pretty clear that these are the political leaders. They're the stars of the show, right? They captivate the crowd with all their practiced moves and their appealing words, all while their performance is causing real harm. And the music they're dancing to? Well, it's just as grim. The orchestra isn't made of violins and cellos. No, it's composed of the real sounds of violence. The poem horrifically reframes explosions as musical notes and actual flames as a source of cheers. It's chilling. The poem also makes a point to tell us that this isn't happening in some far-off fancy concert hall. The entire country, that's the stage for this ballet. Everyday places like bridges and buses, they become part of the set, which kind of implies that no one is truly safe or separate from the performance. And this just lays out the poem's central tension perfectly. On the left side, you've got the beautiful illusion on the surface, grace, change, bravery. But then on the right, you see the horrific reality underneath. It's all tricks, lies, destruction, and death. The poem is constantly peeling back that curtain. Now, this is where the poem shifts its focus in a really interesting way, because it's not just about the dancers on the stage anymore. It's about the people watching this ballet. It's about the public. Wow, that is such a powerful line. It suggests an audience that's emotionally invested, right? They feel the tragedy of the performance, but they stay passive. They never question the horrific nature of the show they're watching. They just keep watching. The poem actually details the ways the public participates. So these aren't just passive observers. They clap. They internalize the slogans. And most crucially, they make sure the show can go on by always filling the seats for the next performance. And it's not just the general public either. The intellectual and media figures, the critics, they also play a key role here. By framing all this violence as something profound or necessary, they're the ones who give the spectacle an artistic and moral green light, encouraging the audience to see it all as legitimate. So let's move on to the poem's most chilling point. This is where it all builds to a really bleak conclusion about the nature of this political cycle. This is where the ballad becomes a recurring nightmare. And there it is. The poem reveals its darkest secret. This isn't a one-time tragedy, not at all. It's a recurring pattern that just repeats endlessly. The faces might be new, the slogans might get an update, but the destructive choreography, that stays exactly the same. This timeline just visualizes that core idea perfectly. The little details might shift, but the script is locked in place. Whether they're dancing through the ruins of the past or for the votes of the future, the outcome is already decided. The destructive show will continue. So the poem doesn't end with a resolution or some big call to action. Instead, it ends with a final, chilling statement on exactly why this bloody ballet is allowed to continue, season after season. In its final moments, the poem smashes together these two ideas, the quiet, desperate plea of the victims and the loud, unwavering market demand from the audience for more entertainment. The whispers of the dead are completely drowned out by the sound of the box office. So the huge takeaway the poem leaves us with is this: the power to either continue or to stop the performance. It doesn't really lie with the dancers on stage. It lies with the audience, who chooses to buy the tickets and fill the seats. And that's the provocative thought it leaves us with. The poem points the finger not just at the performers, but at the spectators. It leaves us with a really uncomfortable question about our own role in the political dramas we choose to watch, to clap for, and ultimately to enable.
Thank you for watching.